Welcome, my Phoenix family, to One-Footed Phoenix. When trying to explain to a friend, a family member, or really anyone else about your chronic pain condition, you may find yourself in a really frustrating position. Because sometimes it's really difficult to put into words how chronic pain actually affects your everyday life. This, my friends, is where spoon theory can be a really helpful tool. And yes, I did borrow these from my kitchen. Spoon theory is a way of explaining to others how your energy levels affect your chronic pain, disability, or chronic illness. Spoon theory originated by a lady named Christine. She was having a conversation about lupus with her friend in a cafe. What she happened to have on hand to explain this was spoons. So she went on to explain that during the day, her energy level is like a cup of sugar. And each day, little tasks take a scoop of sugar here and a scoop of sugar there, and some tasks are bigger and they take more spoonfuls of sugar. For example, if she were to spend the entire day shopping, it may take nearly the entire cup of sugar, or the entire cup of sugar and then borrowing some from even the next day. So in some ways, spoon theory can even be compared to money or monetization in the form of like a bank account can go into the negatives and the positives. For anyone living with a disability, chronic pain, or chronic illness, it's very vitally important that the people close to us understand really how our disability affects our everyday lives. And I find that spoon theory is a very helpful and effective tool in explaining how my energy levels affect my everyday life, and the fact that there are some days where I start with a negative balance in my container of spoons. For me, who is a CRPS amputee, I still have a lot of sensitivity around my limb and around that area where it's the end of that amputation. There is some residual and leftover effects of complex regional pain syndrome. It's not uncommon for people who have CRPS to have a lot of sensitivity in the area of their body where it's affected. For example, I have a friend who sometimes when people hug her, it can be extremely and excruciatingly painful. And I'm not talking about just like mildly painful. I'm talking about like pretty much the worst pain you've ever felt in your life, and amp that up by 10. That's not to say that she doesn't like hugs from people or that she doesn't want them from people. It's just, you know, if people are constantly hugging her all day, that's going to take a really big toll on her, because each little hug that somebody gives her may cost 5 of her spoons for the day. And she may start off with not even very many spoons at all in her container. For a normal able-bodied person, it may only take 1 spoon to get up, get dressed, showered, eat breakfast, and ready for the day. But for someone like me who has chronic pain or phantom limb pain, it may take this many spoons to get up, showered, and ready for the day. Can you see that there's about 5 spoons there? That's a significantly larger amount than just the one it takes the able-bodied person to get up and ready for the day. Now, imagine that I started the day with only like 6 spoons. That leaves me with only 1 spoon left to do everything else I need to do in my day and take care of all the rest of the other responsibilities I have to do in my day. So sometimes I have to be really, really careful about planning out my energy levels or planning out the spoons that I have to give in the day. The idea of spoon theory can actually be visualized with a variety of different household items. For us, we kind of needed our spoons for eating, so you can understand that I picked a different item to represent my energy levels rather than spoons. You could use pom-poms, beads, little figurines, pipe cleaners, buttons, cake sprinkles, whatever you have on hand. At my house, we had a few small jelly jars hanging around. And we knew this because we had just moved recently. What I also had laying around was a whole bunch of beads, like this, in varying shapes and sizes. You can see some of them in there are star-shaped and some are just little basic pony beads, and they're all different colors and shapes and sizes. That's a good thing. These larger star-shaped beads, I typically use these to represent fun things, or just things that I want to be able to do during the day, such as going to social events or going to different church activities. Maybe I save these up for having a date with my boyfriend. The smaller pony beads, I typically use these to represent tasks that I have to do during the day, such as showering, doing the dishes, feeding my tortoises, things like that. So I'll show you here how I use 3 different jars to basically keep track of how much energy I've spent for the week, how much energy I still have available for the week, and how much I have available for just today. Because of the time of this recording, it's a Thursday, you can see there's no more beads left in my week jar. This is because I've been resetting my beads every Friday, and the reason being is that I typically use up the most energy during the weekends when I want to go do fun stuff with friends or with my boyfriend, or just, you know, fun stuff with family. So that's why I choose to reset my beads on Friday. Now, the thing with this is that all of these beads have a cumulative effect, and that is the way it is with chronic pain. It always has a cumulative effect. So if I way overdo it one day, then I have to borrow beads from another day. And so if I do reset on a Friday and I way overdid it on Thursday, then I'm definitely going to reset with that represented in the bead visualization. All right, so these 2 jars represent how much I've spent during the week. And you can see that one's almost full because it's almost to the end of the week where I'm going to reset. And then this one represents how much I have left for the day. You can see that because I've showered, gotten ready for today, and done a lot of my necessary tasks, that there's not a whole lot of beads in there, but there's still enough that, you know, I can make this video and that I can go and enjoy a church activity later tonight, because I've still got a big bead in there as well. So you're probably asking, how do you actually get more beads back in your jar available for the week? So the only way to really get beads back into my jar of available energy is to spend time truly resting. So what does truly resting look like for someone that has a chronic pain condition? Truly resting for me typically looks like I'm taking naps throughout the day, I am flat on the couch, my nubbin's up in the air, I am chilling out, and I'm not doing a whole lot of things that even require brain power. And you might be saying, wait a minute, that's a large cost to have to pay for just going out and being with friends. And yeah, absolutely it is. Chronic pain and disability just aren't fair sometimes in those situations or in those ways, you know. Being disabled isn't convenient for me, it's not convenient for my parents, it's not convenient for my friends, but it just kind of is a fact of life. The amount of time that you need to rest compared to another person that needs to rest, it might look different, just like the intensity and the amount of phantom pain from amputee to amputee varies quite a bit. Eating well can also be a big part of how you gain your beads back for the week. For example, if I'm the one that eats a whole lot of sugar, that's going to take away a lot of my beads without me even doing anything to take away my beads, because it's just going to automatically put me in more pain, and so it's going to passively take those beads out of my jar sneakily without me even looking. So now you know, if someone you love and respect has chronic pain, a chronic illness, or a disability, ask them about spoon theory. Ask them about how many spoons or beads are in their jar for the day. And it's important to also ask them about this when you're planning activities to do with them. And when you want to truly include them and when you want to truly tailor to their needs, try to plan things that maybe don't take up so many of their beads all at once. Thanks for watching. And if you would like to see another One-Footed Phoenix video, click over here. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye!